Jacob Burnett, Battalion Chief, C Shift, Harrison County. We're out here today doing some training. As you can see, we got a patient that's underneath the vehicle. So we're going to be doing a few different things. One of the main things is the ALS side of it, the medical treatment for somebody that's been crushed for an amount of time. You know, we start getting into those windows 10-15 minutes. You start having some adverse reaction. You get what you call rhabdomyolysis, which is a breakdown of the muscles, and if we just get them out of there automatically, it's going to release some toxins into the bloodstream, which could be bad for cardiac rhythms. So we got to train on how to properly do that. You could have a crush injury, which could just be, you know, broken bones, something like this, but being pinned for a long amount of time, like I said, that those the toxins that are released into the blood, they can cause cardiac arrhythmias, which could lead to death if we get that patient out of there too soon without having proper things in place. We need to have IV fluids, medications. We need to have all that ready at the same time we lift the car to get them out. It's important for that first unit arriving on scene to be able to recognize these type of injuries and get that information that we need. That way we can request a helicopter if need be. Our ALS units are en route. They can be thinking about what they're going to need, if we're going to need additional resources from CRTC or a neighboring city.
Firefighter EMT Sitaway with Harrison County Fire Rescue. Today we're going to be working on some training for a patient trapped under a vehicle with potential crush syndrome. With the capabilities of Harrison County advancing over the years with ALS providers spaced out throughout the county, we're able to provide a more steady training stream with coordinated efforts in being able to advocate for the patient as far as treating for the crush syndrome with ALS, from monitoring to ability to get drugs as needed through IVs, and be able to use our current equipment to lift and remove patient in the coordinated effort with a paramedic. And then Zach is going to lead with one of the firefighters. There's an attachment that go in here, so this will block off the air. In theory, if all things sit right, this will be able to let you be able to unplug this bag and leave that line plugged into it and have it blocked off as a stop. Okay. Don't rely on those. Obviously, we go back with the old adage, milk an inch, crib an inch. Approximately 20 to 30 minutes under a vehicle, and then you let them know, hey, it's over both legs. Pretty decent size up. Tells ALS providers a lot. Lets them know what other further resources come on. You don't really need to go much further than that, other than what can we do. At this point, from our apparatus, we can probably do some sort of step chalk to keep any further settling of the vehicle, right? And then let them know, yes, this is probably going to be an airbag lift. This is going to be a coordinated lift with ALS providing. Get that close, get the ribbon under there.
So to keep it out the mud, we'll put it back here. Ideally, we would put it on the floor.
You able to get that under?
Fairly close. And I'll start working on a line.
Alright. Our car looks pretty stable.
Just TKO right now, unless we see something with the blood pressure. What's that?
Put that bag under there?
Yeah, that's where the 4 leads are going to be. Wires are better for this. So we got that. We're going to want to do oxygen end tidal as well. End tidal is really important to determine the level of perfusion. So we'll go ahead and give some oxygen with it. You know, starting with the nasal cannula, upgrading to non-breather if needed. So, there you go.
Is that gonna be able to get under? Nah. All right. That combi tool. I got it.
Okay, so if it's low, we'll bolus some.
Yeah.
You know,
go 80 over 50. Right?
80 over 50. So we want to hit that 90 mark.
Hey, let them know if you'd like to get a little bit of lift right there. Exactly. So go up.
Go ahead. You're good on our end. A little more since he's stable.
If you can, slide that cribbing under there some more too. Get that cribbing.
So now I'm working on the second line because you know, sometimes whenever they're released from this, what'll happen is they'll go hypotensive.
All right, you're gonna scoot that in right there if you got room. Good. That's about where you need to be.
It's not going any further. Okay.
You got the bag under it.
Bag's under it approximately 50%.
Point. You had a little chalk back there, correct? Or a ribbon back there. So what we're going to do here, instead of letting down on that, we're going to bring up the airbag to where we're at. Okay. So that's going to be the call. Once the airbag gets to where we're at and it takes pressure off of the Tommy tool, then we're going to come up. So we're back to where we were. You ready?
So we're ready. Yes, we're ready.
Up on yellow.
We're ready to. Once we can. Yeah. Once we are able to.
Up on yellow.
There's 2 more in the passenger side squad.
Up on yellow.
Yeah, give me a little more. There you go. I think we can get them here.
Patience out.
All right. So now then we would start checking, you know, could he have burns from the exhaust if it was a running car? Things like that. You know, we'll finish the rest of our rapid trauma assessment at this point.
Yeah.
So,
is the rest of those parts there?
yeah, are the rest of the parts there? Are they attached? This would certainly be a flight.
And then, you know, just a secondary look under there, since you're already there, you're the closest one, probably the best view. A secondary look under there to make sure.
Legs came out with him, no missing appendages.
Yeah, make sure it didn't have any.
What's his weight for the helicopter? Is something that we might need to know.
Yeah, that would be good. Yeah, if we could have got that while we're talking to him, you know, assess him, that would have been good.
Secondary.
Yeah, because that's something you're probably going to have anyway with the sodium bicarb administration and other medications.
So ultimately, that coordinated effort is in a flat setting, middle of the day, perfect. This could very well happen right in that bush line over there. This could be an ejected patient with a vehicle sitting on top of him. And then now you same thing that we always have to worry about in the county. Chainsaw in, cutting the path. Preferably, once we have the opportunity in a minute or so to get it done, creating a second path to get in, to another, depending on how deep and wedged in the bush it is.
The point behind this, you know, normally we're firefighters, so we like doing, you know, extrication, get him out of the car, that's as quick as possible. Now, if he was trapped under here for a significant period of time, if we just raised it and pulled him out, he could very well die. You know, because you got to think half of his body potentially isn't perfusing. So it's doing nothing but anaerobic, you know, respiration down there. So it's a bunch of toxins, a bunch of acid. It's going to be very acidic. So whenever you take that weight off and all that comes through, you know, that could kill him. So it's important that the ALS, on a situation like this where he's trapped for a prolonged period of time, ALS or, you know, the medic or advanced ALS has ultimate say-so in what happens, because his life depends, you know, his life depends on it. It's not as easy as a dirty drag all the time, you know, because you could kill by lifting that car off without 2 lines in them, you know, without the proper medication. So it's kind of waiting on ALS orders.